Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love, and you can always book your own personal private reading with me on my website, psychicbellalove.com, and for the month of April, you can use code EASTER at checkout to take an extra $15 off any appointment on the site, excluding emergency skip the line appointments and new client specials, but we do have video readings now available. So go to psychicbellalove.com or the link in the description box. So this video is going to be about Mr. Harry Styles and Emily Ratajowski because they were seen making out in Tokyo. So we're going to take a look real quick and see what the cards have to say about this situation. I had to write her name down and look at it because everybody always calls her Emily Ratajkowski, and that's like, I knew I was going to say that if I didn't have her name written in front of me and say it correctly. So, Spirit, what can you tell me about Harry Styles and Emily Ratajowski? Are they dating? What is going on in this situation? Thank you. Apparently, her and Olivia Wilde were friends and are no longer friends because of those pictures, according to, I forget which, I think I saw it in the comments somewhere on Instagram. So, let's see. But Emily's kind of like the Pete Davidson, where it's like every other day she has a new guy that she's linked to, and then it doesn't seem to last very long. And wait, wasn't she linked to Pete Davidson too? Like, after I said it, I was like, wait, didn't they also date? Like, what happened with that? Like, I swear it's like every time you turn around, you can't keep up with who these two are linked to, and you never know if it's real or PR or a stunt or what is going on. I mean, hey, date who you want, do you, boo? But it is just, it's like whiplash trying to keep up with some of these people, right? And then sometimes I'm always like, is this even legit? People just make that up. Was that just one of those, you know, like Gigi Hadid and Leonardo DiCaprio supposedly dating, yet nobody ever saw them together? But every other girl that he's dated, he's been like, had like yacht pictures taken of him out with them, or you've seen them somewhere together. So, which by the way, that wasn't, they were never dating. That was Yolanda Hadid pulling a Kris Jenner move and planting stories with TMZ. And I said that in a previous video just because she did not want Gigi and Zayn to get back together. So there's definitely, Olivia is definitely pissed at her. That's what comes up. Spirit saying, you know, because she feels like, oh, you ran to go be seen with him. And Olivia's looking at it like, I don't care if it's legit or not, but it's very purposeful on your part. Like, as far as like making sure that people saw you guys making out, because she kind of thinks that Emily is a little bit of a clout chaser or an attention seeker. I was like, we gotta be careful about the words we use on YouTube, which, by the way, you can always join my Patreon where we do have exclusive uncensored content. That's where we can be free without the constraints of censorship that all the main platforms put upon us, and that's the only place that I take requests for any sort of celebrity reading at the appropriate tier. We also have exclusive content. We go over conspiracy theories, the Illuminati. I post most days per week, and we go live weekly. So if you want to join, it's patreon.com/psychicbellalove, or you can go to the link in the description box. I am Psychic Bella Love everywhere, except for on psychic sites. I don't work on any of those. I only work through my website, which is linked in the description box as well. But she kind of feels like you just always go like behind people's backs. You don't care about like relationships that you had previously, you know. Same thing where it's like Emily was supposedly friends with Kim Kardashian, and then after her and Pete broke up, Emily was seen with Pete, and so Olivia feels like there's a pattern here with how you go behind your friends and hook up with a guy that they were going out with or linked to, so that you can make sure that your name appears in page 6 and everybody's talking about you again, and to keep that relevance going. So they are pissed at each other. That's confirmed. Emily is in a weird way seeking out to have a family. And also Spirit saying there's something going to come out about her ex-husband, that this was a convenient distraction as well. Like, okay, that relationship was not good. And while there was a lot of personal things that happened between us that were bad, because I think it was like reported that he cheated on her a bunch, there's also other things that it's like, I don't want all these papers reporting Emily's ex-husband got arrested for money laundering or whatever this horrible thing is that's coming out about him, and having her name being attached to that. So it's like, if I can more so have my name being attached to, I was seen hanging out with Harry Styles, that will hopefully trump the other headlines. And then there's, while people may be calling me names for other things, I'm not attached to that, dirty little secret that I found out that's about to get exposed of something that I had no idea was happening while I was with this man. So there is this need to sort of manipulate and trump headlines so that the positive is being spoken about instead of this other negative stuff. But on the other hand, she is seeking a relationship and somebody that she can sort of rebuild her life and her family with, because she does have a child. Spirit saying it's not going to be with Harry Styles. This is going to be a really short-lived situation. And honestly, as much as she's trying to kind of use her love life to distract from other headlines, as well as get some attention towards businesses and other things that she has, because, she has a kid to support, it's still going to, whatever this is that's coming out about her ex-husband, it's still going to seem like a tower card moment for her. Dang, I wonder what the heck he did. I'm going to have to keep my eye on the headlines now, because it sounds kind of Harvey Weinstein-ish. Like one of those big scandals, and how unfortunately the wife kind of always gets dragged even if she didn't have anything to do with it or knew. It feels very much like that kind of happening. She does have another relationship coming up, though, that actually will be something that's more legit serious. I do see also a need for her at this point to kind of rebrand herself going forward, so that there is, the money coming back in. So we're going to see her with somebody else that's on the younger-ish side. And not younger-ish, like as in they're like 20 years old or anything, but more like they appeal to that younger audience. And that's going to, be a better relationship for her. Again, whatever's coming up with her husband, it even looks like he might be facing some jail time. So, yeah, because we got the justice card coming up and her having to pay a lot of money to protect herself and her son coming up too. Like more money is going out than is coming in. And there's a need to change the way that she goes about her life in order to maintain and sustain things going forwards. But I do see her in another movie coming up too. Well, she's not with Harry, like, for long term. Spirit's saying it's just this little kind of fling thing, you know, and then we'll see her around somebody else, and then as more and more stuff comes out and that husband gets exposed, then we'll see her in a different relationship. I don't know why Liam Payne's name comes up, but I don't think that they would go out, especially after she was just with Harry Styles, but it might be somebody that he's close to. If you guys know who Liam Payne would be friends with in the industry that would date Emily, put it in the comments, because that name just kept coming up, and I was like, how do I know him? I was like, wait, he was in One Direction too. It's a miracle I know who half of these people are sometimes. Usually my Patreons are the ones who like teach me who everybody is, because I don't know. If I don't figure out who they are on a, you know, Instagram blog, then my Patreons have to tell me who people are. So, Spirit, what's coming up for Harry Styles' life? Thank you. You know what's funny is Spirit saying he's getting tired of promoting this latest album. It's like, I'm so fatigued of singing the same song every single night all over the world. Not that he doesn't appreciate the support that he's gotten for it, but the same way that, you know, we get tired of hearing As It Was over and over and over on every Instagram reel and TikTok, you know, he's tired of singing that song. And so Spirit's saying he's in a place right now where he's trying to decide, do I immediately go back into the studio and make new music so that I can kind of clear my energy after this, you know, touring situation is over, or do I take a break and just go chill on a beach somewhere? And he also has a bunch of offers for movies and other projects that came in too. So Spirit said he's kind of got his hands full, like juggling, like, what am I gonna do next? That Spirit saying he does want to be in a relationship, but he also feels like he has a lot that he needs to figure out for himself, because he's feeling kind of overwhelmed and getting a little like energetically drained. That it's almost like, if I was going to be in a really serious relationship with somebody, I would just want to go like hang out on the beach with them and not have to like be like, okay, well, we can only be here for 2 days because then I got to fly out to go be on some movie set, or I got to get back in the studio on Monday. And then, you know, we're only being able to see each other between shoots or between, you know, recording sessions or whatever. And so he kind of feels like, you know, while it's a blessing to have all these opportunities, at the same time, he's almost feeling kind of trapped by so much of it. But he also has these big spurts of like creativity that he likes to capitalize off of, because it's like, you know, you don't want to end up in that place where you have that block and then you can't create, and then you're, you know, kind of sitting there for years trying to overcome that. So he's kind of stressed about like, what do I even do with my life going forwards? I actually feel like he's gonna kind of do the Shawn Mendes thing, which is date an older woman who's not super prolific in the industry. Not like an Olivia Wilde type of a situation, because she was still pretty well known, you know, even though she was a bit older than him, but more a production assistant or something like that, and it'll be like really quiet. But before that, we're going to hear that like he's attached to a bunch of other people, and Spirit saying some of them will be true, some of them won't. And, you know, even the ones that are true, it's like they went on 3 dates. Like, and then it's just like, okay, well, you have to go on tour and I have to do this. And how the hell are we even going to try to date each other? Because we won't be able to see each other for the next year and a half. So it kind of just, you know, doesn't go anywhere. And then I feel him getting to this place where he wants to be really protective and quiet over his personal life because there's too much intrusion into it, and he feels like that makes his life harder. And it's like, I'm happier and things go better for me if I can keep the things that I love under wraps and keep it close to me and protect it more. Like, Spirit saying, don't be surprised if he doesn't end up becoming like super like Beyonce level private about his life, so where, you know, people are saying, oh, he's dating somebody, but nobody knows who it is. And then all of a sudden, someday we find out Harry Styles has a kid with who? You know, and it's like how Tyler Perry has kids, but everybody's like, who's the baby's mom? You know, like that type of a situation. Because I do see him ending up with a family. I don't see him ending up with a man. I know that's always sort of in question. I don't get that he's hiding his sexuality either. Spirit's saying, you know, he might be pan, but I don't really get that. They're just saying that he's more like, I mean, let's be honest, everybody's so controlled in this industry, and there's always this demasculization that happens with men, usually more so with black men than white men, but it does happen on you know, every side of the spectrum. And so Spirit saying it's like the team around him is always like, here, Harry, put on this glittery jumpsuit, because they're looking at it as more, you have such a Gen Z audience that, you know, identifies in very different ways than older generations tend to. And so therefore, like, if we don't super like box you into just being this very like straight cisgender masculine guy, then, and we leave things sort of open to question, then you have more fans that are sort of envisioning themselves with you someday, and that creates that curiosity amongst the audience and keeps them watching you. But Spirit's saying deep down inside he likes women, and that's his preference. So, you know, not to say that he wouldn't ever maybe make out with a guy or something like that, but I don't feel like it would really be his thing. I kind of feel almost like they're setting him up to be like the David Bowie of pop music of this generation, if that makes sense. You know, David Bowie was like super flamboyant, but then he was always with him on. It's like that. Like, oh, well, it benefits everybody, but, you know, like deep down inside, like your preference is a woman. So, anyways, guys, if you want to know anything more about the stuff we can't talk about over here, you can join the Patreon. That will be linked down below. Let me know what you think about all of this, and subscribe, because I do have videos coming every day this week, and we will be going live Saturday, April 8th, and we will go live on Saturdays from now on. And I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.